Hey, everybody, welcome to Volume 2, Issue 3 of Mass Neighbourhood. We are playing on the Gauntlet using its inclusivity policy. We have set up safety tools, including lines and veils, and we're playing with the X card. We've just checked in with everyone before we start recording, and we're picking up off our cliffhanger from Issue 2, where Dynamic on his hunt to find Bluebird has now confronted Beatdown, and we had the realization that there was someone wearing a white mask, very similar to the White Rabbit, claiming to be Paladin's, well, not claiming to be Paladin's sister, but certainly claiming to be the daughter of the White Rabbit. We had school kids also there, including some who were recording Dynamics shenanigans and heroic intentions, whilst we also have some who have put on red masks similar to those seen by the Scarlet Ladies goons. And we open up with those words where Sphinx, who is the person wearing the white mask, says to Paladin, "You killed my father, prepare to die." We did all of our preparation for entering the fray, but I'm going to see how Paladin responds to that claim that this person is the daughter of the Black Cat.
I was thinking about the response for 2 weeks, and I didn't come up with anything other than wait, what?
that sounds perfectly perfectly suitable to me. But what is the response then? As Paladin says that you were leading the fight, Dynamic, leading the team in this fight. What is your response, and what do you do? You're muted, Dynamic.
I think Dynamic is focused on Beatdown, and is going to leave Sphinx. Sphinx has clearly got some personal stuff with Paladin to deal with, and he's learned do not get involved in family business so far.
Yeah. So, how do you want to engage the threat? Because Beatdown was giving you smack talk before the fight began. The powerful gauntlets are sort of compressed backwards with energy building up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh well, you brought all your friends. You were too cocky. You weren't cocky enough to think you could take me on your own, huh?
Said, of course I brought all my friends. Said, do you think that this is some sort of honorable showdown between two gladiators? I'm here to kick your ass. And she.
Well, let's get to it.
there's a thump from the Beatdown's seismic gloves shouting out towards you. I'd like you to take a powerful blow.
Okay. I do not have any conditions.
Unless,
marked.
By the way, were you trying to prove? No, well, I don't think. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say provoke. I don't think. Yeah, keep to take the powerful blow move at this point.
What's that? An 8. So, I will give ground. My opposition gets an opportunity.
Okay. So, you are going to take a condition from the impact of the seismic gloves. The sonic power knocks you sideways and sends you sprawling into the or nearby to the kids with their cameras who were recording things. And she sort of laughs and says, "Oops!" And it's a sort of a whir as the power in her gloves gets stronger, and says, "Collateral damage. Sorry about this, kids." And she is about to zap Dynamic again, but Dynamic's a superhero. Those kids standing behind Dynamic, they're not superheroes, and they might get mooshed.
So I don't know how to trigger this, but
Yeah.
I unlocked my moment of truth last time.
Ooh, you just tell me.
So I think after getting, knocked back into the crowd of people around and all of the cameras and stuff there, Dynamic like just gets up and just smiles at everyone and just says, "All part of the show, kids." And then like just reaches out and starts to just get all of the metallic support struts within inside of the skate park, and is just like big Magneto style kind of. I'm kind of imagining just like brash Spider-Man style, like mocking as you fight, kind of showboating with Beatdown, whilst completely occupying the sort of major superpowered threat here, and just dragging it out in a really humiliating way.
In terms of you taking Beatdown down, that's your
yeah,
plan, right?
yeah.
Cool. So, well, what we'll do, we'll swing back and forth between that, but I assume that what you're also doing is keeping the kids out of trouble.
Oh yeah,
But
every time like anything goes near it, like you see like a metal fence just suddenly like interjects in between the kids and the fight or anything like that. Like it's like a stage show, it's so under control.
okay, so Nox, you recognize some of those kids who've put the red hoods on, and they are charging towards you and Lux. Lux went over the top before both of you. What is your plan?
I think that Nox is probably going to just jump to action. I think I'm probably going to start engaging my powers, trying not to hurt these kids because I know them, but like making sure that they are immobile. And I think I'm going to use my shadows to kind of create these tendrils to wrap around their like hands and feet to kind of like just direct them away from the fight, but also immobilizing them.
Cool. Well, that sounds like you're trying to reshape the environment, so you're going to unleash your powers, which you do with Freak.
Yep. Use a little yellow dye over there. All right, so that's an 8.
Cool. So on a 7 to 9, you can you do it, but you either mark a condition, or I'm going to tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I think that I will mark a condition, and I think that I will mark angry, because I think that I see that my best friend is one of the people that have put on the red masks.
Dun, dun, dun. So to remind people, go look at the NPC list. That is Alex Carey, who was Jem's best friend. Okay, so we sort of see that the tendrils grasp and whip around them. Dynamic has Beatdown fundamentally all tied up, Grey Ghost, but I say there are the kids who are resisting, pushing, and then the figure with the mask on and the swords has drawn their swords and is making their way towards Paladin. What are you doing, Grey Ghost?
Paladin, over comms. Paladin, do you need any help?
Yeah, I think that's the answer. I'll handle this. Yeah, I got this.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Dude, she's your sister. You sure you want to do this?
I know. I'll handle this. Good.
I'm just saying. You don't have to do this. Let me take this for you.
I'll do it. Go shout at the Dynamic or something else. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm here if you need me. And I get the impression that the Scarlet Lady would be watching this somewhere, somehow.
She would be, probably. There's still the unconscious Bluebird as well.
I think I'm going to actually try and I'm going to scan the different frequencies and see if I can find the comms channel that she's directing this. So giving guidance or instructions over.
So why don't you try to assess the situation and see if you can do just that? Unless there's anything from your moves in your playbook that you're trying to pull.
No. Oh, and that would be an 8.
If you could ask one question.
Okay.
You're trying to find Scarlet Lady. That's what the
Yes.
act
What
is,
here
right?
can I use to find the Scarlet Lady?
You sort of do scan on the frequencies, checking what's there. And yeah, there are. They're in the shadows, but there are small little sort of drones which are floating around and recording and mapping all of this out and what you're doing. And it's encrypted, but you can, with your powers, break through that encryption and start communicating with her if you so choose.
Okay. Do you want to go on to the next part then, and I'll come back and actually do that afterwards?
Dynamic. Well, you don't need to make rolls when you're using Moment of Truth to just sort of describe how things are going. But do you want to describe what this fight scene between you and Beatdown looks like?
Yeah. So Beatdown's got like concussive force gloves, right? And is like leaping around like Hulk style kind of, and it's these big like Dragon Ball Z style crashes, you know, like lightning's flashing off and things like that. Not quite Dragon Ball Z style scale, of course. You know, I think she punches Dynamic and he goes flying up into the air. And then just comes straight back down again like a bolt of lightning, blowing her back up and like flipping her up one of the ramps and up into the air, where he smashes her back down again after that. And then she goes for Bluebird.
Okay, yeah, I think that's that. She sort of explodes one of the skate ramps with the impact of the shock fists, and then yes, sort of extends one fist back towards Bluebird and sort of hisses, full power, and you can sort of see these things starting to almost vibrate on her fists. But we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's see how Paladin is dealing with Sphinx.
Just before that, though, the whole thing with me offering to take on his sister for him was actually supposed to be a comfort and support.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't make that clear at the time, but I'm basically offered to take the burden for him. This is probably not going to go well, but... Oh, okay. Well, that went better than I expected. That is a... oh, that's a 9.
The thing is, I don't think they did open up to you. That's the problem.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood the move then.
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential clear condition. Or shift labels if they open up to you. But I think they hear you. But I don't think. I think Paladin sort of pushed you away almost.
Okay, I know that's fine. Sorry, I was just wanted to do that before he made any potential moves.
Unless Paladin sort of disagrees, so it's up to Paladin really. It's like don't want to take agency away from character. But what's going through your head at that point, Paladin?
I didn't know it was a move. Yes, I really snapped at Grey Ghost because our last conversation. Yeah, I think he's too much in his current position to even realize that Grey Ghost is trying to help.
That's fine.
But there's more than a fair chance that this now will count as foolhardy action, right? Because you are in the thick of it. So Yeah, the so the swords shunk out, and they are exactly the same swords as the White Rabbit used to use. Down to the, even the engraving on the handles, you've seen them. In fact, you've probably got a pair of them from when you went through and found out about your father's stash back in the house, where she's got them, sorry. And they say she comes in fast with the swords. What do you want to do? Have you any of your moves you want to use?
I really wanna just keep talking to her, but I think if she's coming back, I first have to like throw her off balance. So I like brace for it. I'm readying myself to deflect her blows, and for the next opportunity to talk to her.
Do you want to roll before we get started? You'll save you one of your playbook moves.
I really wish to, but I don't think I had time to closely study. This was like a bomb that came on.
So
to me.
you're too distracted by this. So I think yes, she sweeps in with the sword and is attempting to strike your weapon from your hand. So I'd like you to take a powerful blow, and then you
can I defend myself, or is it not possible to defend oneself?
There's no. You can defend someone else and step into the fray. Take a powerful blow is she is striking at you with one of her moves. You could directly engage a threat if you're fighting back. But the take a powerful blow would, in the fictional positioning, if you roll well, would be you defending yourself. So I'd like you, unless you are directly fighting her back, which would be a directly engaged threat, you'll be taking a powerful blow at this point.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so you've got one condition, so you need to roll +1.
And there it is. A 5.
Okay. She comes in, and again, you spot for her style that she has using exactly. You've seen these moves down to the letter when you fought the White Rabbit. She has been clearly trained or studying his moves. But do you want to describe how it is a miss? What does it look like?
Yeah, I think it's like a perfect moment of dodge. She goes for like a wide swing, and I just like duck down just at the right moment. She comes from the above, and there's just slight enough punch in the face so that she doesn't land the blow perfectly. It's like she's dancing and I'm dancing perfectly with her, avoiding every her move. And hopefully with the last, I like push her a little away, and I have a moment to say, wait, there's more to this. We need to talk.
She says, don't worry, I'll speak to you every night once I've mounted your head on a wall. And she would, but you sound like you're trying to provoke her back. So I would suggest you would roll a provoke or pierce the mask, depending on what you're trying to do. You're trying to get her motivations.
I'm trying to get my move, which is when you demand that NPC leaves to a higher moral code. I have a move. No, you move.
Okay.
It's horribly named. I have no idea what the name of the move is supposed to say. But when you demand an NPC leaves to a higher moral code. So I think I'm going to follow up. Your father was in a bad business. You have a clean start. Don't waste it up. Stand down. There is more than you don't know. We need to talk about this. This is the right thing to do right now. Before anyone gets hurt. Before you step on your father's path.
Okay.
And I think that there is like he says before you steps on your father's path. There's like, you know, he doesn't want to reveal that this is his father as well. But yeah. Do you think it qualifies?
Yeah, I'm happy for you to try and roll that. So yeah, it's a specialized version of provoke, really. So yeah, roll with your savior.
Savior +2. Let's see. The dice gave me exactly the same result. I don't know, should I reroll again?
You can do.
It's weird because you're always a little bit delayed. Okay. 7 + 2, it's an 8. I mean a 9.
On a hit, they have to meet your standards, or they're going to mark a condition.
Wait, I think I want to act selfishly. Like this is personal. I'm just like looking what is there to do. To act selfishly, when you act selfishly, say how your actions ignore or insult your team. Yeah, so I want to spend a point of team to act selfishly, and I think this is like extremely clear to everyone that right this moment Paladin doesn't care if she wounds some civilians or does something. It's like he tries to talk her down without, you know, disregards to like Bluebeard. If Bluebeard is in danger, if civilians are in danger, he's like focused.
So which of your teammates spots that, Paladin?
I think Grey goes because they were observing the situation.
Yep, I'm the only one not engaged at the moment.
Okay, so you spot that. You are in a position where you can move one of your labels up and down as well, Paladin, but you do see Grey Ghost that that Paladin and Sphinx's fight is so close to it's just not the way that Paladin would normally work, right? I think yes, that it does get close to some of the civilians at next. So the masked figures that Nox has got in their grasp. Which labels you shifting?
I think I have to say shifting Savior up to get the better result. Yes.
Okie dokie. So we do that. Oh, that happens after the roll, right? Doesn't you only so that affects after the roll, not during.
I don't know. So why we were even considering doing this during the roll before?
Because it gives you spend in team to give you +1 to the roll.
Yeah.
And then as a result of acting selfishly, you can change your labels to represent how your character has changed at that point from that action.
Okay.
So maybe you may want to put your danger up or something like that.
Oh, so by acting selfish.
Hold on, actually, a minute. I might be wrong. Hold on.
A help gives +1. When
Yes, yeah, you can use this option after rolling to alter the label. Sorry, I'm incorrect. Sorry, I miss remember something there. So it does affect. So it will add 1 to the roll.
Yeah, so we have 10+. It doesn't change much. I just take influence over her, and the choice is hers.
She's going to mark a condition. All right. She is you sort of say this to her, and she sort of behind the mask. You can sort of take a defensive stance to go, "Oh no, I've made a terrible mistake in my life. If only we could just talk it through and get along." And at which point she swipes with the sword and cuts one of the people that Nox has got held up in the her tendrils. Nox, do you want to try and defend that individual that's in your grasp, or are you letting them get cut by Sphinx?
I think that I'm gonna end up letting them get cut by Sphinx. I think that I am otherwise preoccupied.
Okay. Well, I think you do. In that case, you hear you hear Alex's scream as the sword cuts across her with a vicious hack. How do you react?
I think that Nox still has that that kind of anger that boils you from the inside out. I think that she's pissed. And so I think that she's kind of gonna look at Alex, shake her head, and say, I can't believe this. You
are you trying to pierce her mask?
Yeah, I think that I'm trying to understand. I think there's like a why. What does that use?
Pierce mask uses mundane.
Okay. Cool. So that's a 12.
So, yeah, you can ask me 3 questions from the Pierce the Mask list. And you can work around them, right? If something you specifically want to understand, that's...
So I guess one of my questions would be: is Alex under any kind of power influence, or like does she seem like she's in a trance or anything, or is this her?
So, in response to that, she says, I said, we're always, you said you don't understand it. Of course you don't understand. They said, we are here to serve the Scarlet Lady. Hail sin, she proclaims. And that sounds a little bit like brainwashy to you.
Okay. I think that the next one is when did you become involved with the Scarlet Lady? When did you get like this?
She could see her trying. She's really trying to speak to you, but there's something, that presence at the sort of further back in her brain that's trying to stop her. She's sort of holding her she's on her knees now. Is it? She's that vicious sword swipe from Sphinx, and she says that she got to me. She got to us over the summer. I don't know. I just opened an email, and she is now breathing shallowly as she is starting to bleed out.
I think that Jem kind of shakes her head. Shit. It kind of kneels down, kind of cups Alex's face, and kind of looks into her eyes and says, Alex, this is really important. What is she planning next? What's next for the city?
She's creating an army. She's going to take this neighborhood down, and then she's going to sell her experiments to the highest bidder.
I think that Jem at that point kind of takes Alex into an embrace and kind of says, I'm going to protect you from now on. And then relay what I learned to the team through the comms.
Okie dokie. Lux didn't take Alex being cut as well as Nox did, and she glows with glittery energy, lines of fire all over herself, and then there's a blast that comes out of her that is going to impact into Sphinx, unless anyone wants to do anything about that.
Yes, can I protect Sphinx because this is Paladin's fight?
Then you're going to need to defend.
Okay.
So good, so good.
Roll with Savior.
That's a 7.
So on 7 to 9, it costs you. You expose yourself to danger, or you escalate the situation.
I think I'm going to expose myself to danger.
Okay.
I'm happy to actually take that blow in Sphinx's place if you want.
Yeah, but so you can add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or play a condition. What did you want to do?
One second. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna add. Yeah. I think I'm gonna actually take influence over Sphinx at this point.
Okay. Put that into your sheet. And then I would like you to take a powerful blow as the full fury of Lux's energy blast hits you.
Come on, roll high, roll high, roll high.
You can choose just to take it. You don't have, if you want to choose, take the 10 plus for the narrative
Well,
impact.
it's a 10 plus anyway.
So, what do you want to do? Do you want to remove yourself from the situation, lose control?
Yeah. I'm gonna actually take the hit, and I think I managed to stop it, but I start having a panic attack again. So I stopped the blow. I Lux, this is Paladin's fight. Oh.
So you're moving yourself from the situation, right?
Yes.
So I would suggest that what you do is probably nudge your hand so that it goes wide. The bolt hits part of the skate part, and it sort of that disappears off like embers of ash floating away, glittering. If that had hit you or her, it probably would have done substantial amount of damage. And she sort of looks over at you as you're sort of having this panic. So I said, "You made me miss, you asshole."
This isn't your fight.
Dynamic. Let's cut across to you at the moment where Beatdown is you can see the fists really compressing in. She's gonna go and goes, say goodbye, lover boy.
Yeah, I was even going to say, she says, let's see if Bluebird can fly.
Yeah.
And I think, like, then this fight, Beatdown's gloves have started to spark and, like, showing like battle damage. She's like battle damage Peter Parker, but in villain form,
Yeah.
And, Dynamic's just like blocking every blow that she throws. And then she goes over to Bluebird, grabs her, does a little thing, and then just like pitches her straight up into the air, like reverse Gwen Stacy style, up, and all the people's cameras, follow it up, and Dynamic just leaps up into the air, crackle of energy, swooping up to to save Bluebird with broken wings, and comes arcing back up into the sky in a big, kind of very photogenic scene of display and saving someone.
Got you. So yeah, that impacts. Yes, she sort of looks at you and says, "Oh shit, screw this," and smashes her fist down into the ground, causing it to erupt up, and the tunnels that she came up with, she's trying to escape, but we'll come around to we'll come back around to Sphinx and Paladin. Yeah, so you see that blade cut across Alex. What do you do, Cirrus? Paladin's next.
Yeah, so I think that having seen this, I think now we have suffice fictional positioning to roll before we get started, because we have seen her fight, we have seen her react to Paladin. So do you think it's proper for me to roll the move now?
Yeah.
I realize that this playbook has a lot of moves before the fight, and kind of gets in the way. 7 plus 3, 10. Okay, we have hold 3. Sure. I think we've seen Paladin he looked at her, and the moment she cut a civilian, he like snaps out of it, and he says, "I really wish you have not done this, sister, because now I'm taking you down, just like I did the father." And now the music starts playing. He just like rushes in and just like super power punch, right? Grabs the blade, punch another one, and yeah, now it's on.
Cool. So you're trying to take something from her, right? So let's have a look at that move, because the first time we've triggered that special playbook move. Before we get started, so you're going to roll plus savior.
Yeah, I just did it.
Right. So okay, you did that. So what did you roll? Say you rolled. You rolled a.
I have a 10, so I'm holding
Cool.
3, but right now I'm actually engaging just in Beatdown. And then we'll see.
All right. Well, you're just in that case. You're just doing sorry, trying to get clear in my head. So okay, you're just in that case. You're just directly engaging a threat, trying to take the sword from them.
Yes, I have this hold 3. I will try to use it.
Yeah.
As soon as possible. But now I'm just like really engaging a threat, just delivering some beatdown to her, even though she's my sister. She just broke the law. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Cool. The dice are with me for the most epic results. It's an 11 on its own.
So on 11 plus, you can choose 2 from the directly engage a threat.
Yeah, so I'm going to choose. I rarely choose it, but resist or avoid their blows and take something from them. So I think we see that as she tries to fight with the blades, I'm just, I just like block it perfectly, and then just like force punch it from her hand so that the sword lands somewhere far away, and then just like follow up with like a punch, punch, punch. And yeah, so I avoid her blows and I take their blades from her.
Okay, and she's going to mark her angry condition as you do this. Grabbing the blade, she hisses as you do this, trying to swipe you with the second blade, but missing. And then they say behind you is that explosion as Beatdown is trying to get an escape. Nox, you've got Alex in your hand unless she gets medical attention pretty quickly. It's curtains, but then you've got Gay Ghost, who's having, by the looks of it, a tete-a-tete with your sister. What is Nox's messy decision going to have to be?
Let's see. I think that Jem's probably going to take care of Alex in this moment. I think that she is obviously very torn. Alex has betrayed her in a very large way, but it's not really in Nox's nature to just leave someone to die. So I think that Nox is probably going to try to tend to Alex's wounds as quickly as possible, or at least find some civilian to go take her to a hospital, because my team needs me as well.
Cool. So you're going to have to exit the scene to get Alex away safely, if that's what you're doing.
I'll try to do that. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm not going to make you roll. That's fine. You can check. You've made that choice.
David.
Yeah.
Isn't there a force field around this area?
Someone put. Yes, you're right. Someone put a force field up, didn't they?
But aren't there actually police outside the force field?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the EMTs would be there as well.
Yeah, but the force field will have to come down if you reminded me of that. Yes, the force will have to come down if you want to get Alex out.
Would I be able to poke, like to make a hole through it if I attack the force field?
You can do that with unleashing your powers, or
right.
anything more appropriate on your playbook.
Yeah, I think that that's going to have to be the best thing.
Hey, but I'll point you to your I'll save you. If you're willing to reveal your secret identity to Alex, you can roll as if it was a 12+.
Yeah, I think that that seems appropriate. Yeah, I think that in my struggle to get her up, I think that my mask will I'm probably going to like toss aside the mask because it's just in the way, and maybe use my I think that it's a like one of those tie ones. I think I'll probably use that to wrap around her wound, and then kind of still put my hood up so that like other people don't see me, but Alex definitely knows it's me. And yeah, and then I'm gonna attack the force field.
Okie dokie. Do you want to describe what that looks like?
Sure. I think that I'm probably starting on the ground and kind of like one hand on the ground in that crouched position, and then I'm probably pulling like up the shadows from the ground in like almost like a puppeteer kind of way, and it's creating this like kind of ball of energy. It's this black energy that's almost crackling like lightning, and I think I'm just kind of hurling that as hard as I can at the force field.
Okay, that slams and the force field is consumed by your darkness as the shadows almost pull it down. Because you've just revealed your secret identity to Alex as well, do mark a potential knocks, but the force field is down. And as the force field crackles and collapses and you're able to get her out to the EMTs, that's the moment where everyone sort of spots and hear this whir, and both Beatdown and Sphinx are teleported out of the scene, unless anyone is doing anything that they think is appropriate to try and stop this.
I would like to have it as when I come back down, Beatdown's like, like in full-on villain panic mode, kind of like, no, kind of.
Yeah.
And I was going to suggest that Bluebird goes over and punches out Beatdown. But if you, I don't know.
She can still do that, right? She can. So Bluebird says, I think, yeah, we'll sort of step out of your arms and said, thanks for the assist, but I don't need saving. And she thumps Beatdown with a crack. Beatdown goes down to the ground, and she's about to hit her again when the teleport goes off, and both of them disappear.
And as she stands back up, Dynamic grabs her hand and pulls her into a swooning kiss in front of all of the cameras, in front of everything. And you've got people going, woo!
She pulls away from him, looks at him, going, "Oh right, so we're doing this now."
I'm glad you're okay, Bluebird. Wave to the cameras.
She sort of looks at you and grabs you by your lapels and pulls you in for a kiss.
Yes.
It said, and then whispers in his ears, "Thank you." But yeah, the cameras crack that. Alex is grabbed by the EMTs. Go, oh my gosh, this is. She's pulling away. And I'm going to come back to sort of. Yeah, Alex puts her hand up and sort of looks at your face with a look of sort of confusion and realization of what's going on. And she says, I didn't know it was you. Whilst Lux is, let's go back to Lux and the Grey Ghost. Grey Ghost, you're having a panic attack. Lux is sort of standing over you and going like, "said you," just sort of. Trying to decide.
I tumble over and I'm can't breathe.
She looks at everything to try to make a decision of whether she should look into the fight or look over you, and then sort of goes, "Oh shit," and grabs you and picks you up and says, "Do not freak out on me, Grey Ghost." Said, "I am not dealing with my sister if she realizes that I didn't help you. Come on." And she pulls you away from the media attention, so this is not seen by anyone else.
Thank you. What were you doing back there? That wasn't your fight. You're on our comms. You heard what Cyrus said.
So Paladin let her hit that woman with the sword.
He didn't let her. He wasn't able to stop her. There is a difference.
She sort of looks at you and says, "Oh, I'm really sorry that I haven't got time to figure out what are the rules of dibs when someone is cutting down kids with a sword." I said, "I thought we were here to help people."
We are, but we are a team that involves. And I stop and there's a look out of the corner of the eye with I think the camera cuts to Jem looking after her friend, to Cyrus actually fighting Sphinx, and the final cut is to Dynamic and Bluebird kissing. You have to trust your teammates.
Said, I do trust my teammates. I said, and what I want to really understand is why you aren't calling Paladin out on his shit. I said, I've seen Paladin fight. He took that sword out of her hands like it was candy from a baby, but he did that after it had escalated. I said, I'm going to have words with him. And I said,
no,
you sort your own shit out and leave me out of this.
No. Listen, Kitty.
He said, my name is Lux. I said, we're out in public.
Listen, Lux. There's more to being a hero than just saving people. As much as I don't agree with Dynamic's methods, he's a good person. He tries his best. And he
Dynamic's the only one of you who gets it right. He said, "You're a mess. Get help." And she zaps away,
I think she's actually,
probably telling you who you are.
yeah.
She's not an adult, so if you're willing to accept that she has influence on you,
She's a member of my legacy, so
sure, cool. Yeah. Then
so no. So I am going. I think I'm actually going to accept that influence and let it shift my labels.
dun, dun, dun. She is going to put your savior down and your freak up.
Okay.
Cool. And Paladin, just let's sort of cut back. So as she was starting to teleport away, anything that you wanted to do?
Well, maybe I'll manage to do it fast enough. He pulls his gun. He sees the teleportation beam, whatever happens, starts to emerge. He pulls his gun. He says, "Tracking round." And he tries to shoot her with a tracking round.
Ooh. So that would be an unleash your powers to see if you can manage to pull that off.
I wonder, do I want to fail it? Do I want to succeed at this? Let's use it. I'm acting on orders or relying on my training. My training being that if the fugitive is escaping, you track them, and this allows me to roll with soldier, a basic move with soldier instead of my horrible -2 freak. But I give piercing 23 influence over me.
Okie dokie.
So I'm not sure that do you shift my labels before or after the roll? I'm not sure.
If you've got, have they already got influence?
Yes, they already have. They always have influence over me.
After I shift it after the roll.
Okay. Let's roll the dice. It will be interesting. 5 + 2 is a 7. It's a 7. I think I'm going to mention because all this situation with is now coming back when the adrenaline is leaving my body. It's now a realization that there might be more to my father's legacy than I realize, and I wonder what does it make me? Does it make me feel? It definitely makes me feel guilty for punching my own sister.
And influence, sorry, Apprenticeship 133 thinks that was well done. So they're going to put your superior up and your danger down.
Awesome.
Boom. Okie dokie. So the track around hits onto them. It will give you the chance to track them at a later point when you'll be able to use an assassin situation to do such thing.
Awesome.
Okie dokie. So that hits, and the crowd is whooping and cheering for Dynamic. Bluebird is sort of quite weak and wounded, and says, "I think I need to get out of here."
Just one second, and then the cameras are all over us, in this thingy, and I'm like, and the damage is all around, and I'm like, they keep thinking they can come to out to Tri-Town. They think they can take people. They think that they can take down the people who stand for you, but no, the Guardians are here for the people of Tri-Town, and all this, we'll rebuild it better, stronger, together, And then I smile at the cameras and I just say, "Now, if you'll excuse me, we got to get back to the nest.
Whilst in watching this on live TV, we see Alderman Alan Wilson, who sort of sees this going down and sort of presses a button on the intercom and says, "Get me the name of that girl who was hurt. Yeah, meet me at the hospital." And elsewhere, watching from their science lair, the Scarlet Lady freeze frames on the grey ghost having their panic attack and says, "Oh dear, looks like someone's not feeling so good." And we'll cut that scene.
That was brilliant, and I have to say that was probably the most condensed and streamlined fight I've ever actually seen in Masks.
The camera cuts on this action. Wow.
A fight needs to last for so long, but once it's finished its dramatic intent in the game, it's just like knocking someone's hit points off, right? It's just like,
oh yeah,
I ain't playing D&D.
It hit all the narrative beats perfectly.
Cool. Right. Why don't we take 5 minutes there to get our head out of...
Do it.
Yeah, sure. So is this back at HQ, back at the firehouse?
Let's get back to the fire station.
I think when you get back, she's sort of, Lux is sort of, "Hey, Paladin, can we talk? Are you okay?"
I'm probably like taking off my my armor, and underneath I have like a fitness suit or something. And sure. Kitty, what do you want to talk about?
You didn't sort of quite seem yourself out there. You're normally like so careful.
What do you mean?
You took the sword off Catface Girl like that, but that was after Alex got hurt.
Oh, you mean...
Were you distracted? Were you not on your aim game?
Who? I don't know. Who's Alex? The girl that got cut?
Yeah, she's my sister's friend. I've known her for like years. She's in a bad way.
Oh shit. I didn't know that they were. Why does Nox has a friend who works for the enemy? I will talk with her later on.
But why didn't you seem distracted and someone got hurt? That's not like you. What's going on?
Listen, that girl claims to be my sister, my only real family that I can have. I was focused on talking her down.
Just my opinion, but if we let our screwed up families distract us, then we're going to make a lot of mistakes out there. Said I get it, but you weren't good enough out there today, and someone got hurt.
I wasn't good enough? Listen, you little brat. You have a full, happy family. You have your father, your mother, your sister. 2 of them are good superheroes in the city, or were good superheroes. My father used to kill people for money. And maybe, just maybe, possibly, I might be having a biological sister that I didn't know about. This is important to me because I don't have such a happy family like you have.
Said, you got a strange definition of happy. My sister won't even speak to my father. My father hasn't been home for weeks. And all of that guilt that you're going on about, Paladin, that all that money of your daddy seems to be still in your pocket. So when you're going to call me a brat, says, I don't want to fight with you. I really don't. I like you. You're cool. But he said this team has got to sort itself out. So if you're talking to Nox, could you maybe do me a favor and ask her what she's gonna do about our family as well? Sort of like pats you on the shoulder and said, you know you were distracted out there today. Someone got hurt, and next time someone could get killed. And I'm supposed to be the rookie.
I will talk to Nox because it's, yes, I will ask her what you want from me, but I have to say that your involvement got. I'm not sure you're sure even. I think I noticed that what Grey Ghost did. So I'm going to say to continue on Lux. We are a team, and Grey Ghost knew that we were a team. You engaged the enemy, and Grey Ghost got hurt. So you are also responsible for hurting someone.
Well, I get it. Maybe I shouldn't be on this team. See you around.
Yeah, I think Paladin is a little bit angry, and he doesn't comment on this. So yeah.
Are you angry? Are you marking your angry condition for being told off by a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah, why not? I think it feels appropriate. So if I'm marking angry, then I'm going to say, oh my god, do I want to say it? Yes, maybe you shouldn't be on the team. Maybe you should just stay at home and let the older people do their job. Those older than you, and you can just stay home.
Her eyes are glittering with fire and energy, and she says, got it. No one, I'm not wanted. See you around.
Yeah, and she leaves, and probably like Paladin closes the locker with enough force that the doors like fall off, and there's like and they are like half bent inside.
Who else would like to pick something up?
I would like to
Back
have a
up.
scene if I could, please.
With whom?
I'd like to actually have it with Dynamic.
Sure. I think, after dropping Bluebird back off at wherever she wants to be, Dynamic is coming back to wherever you want it to be.
Do you want to do?
I
Can I suggest that probably if that's where we should probably have the Bluebird dynamic scene and then into this one.
Yeah, by all means.
With folks, I think there's probably something.
Oh yeah.
There. So yeah. So I think yes. Bluebird says, I think I made a bit of a mistake going in alone.
Well, you know you've got backup, right? But hey, I'd bet on you. I'd bet on you over me any day.
I don't think I can do this anymore. Not this. She points to you. This. She points to the superhero costume. It says, I think I'm done.
Well, you know, you never really told me why you even started, but you know, it's not. This is who I am, right? Like, it's not gonna. I'm never gonna give this up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes with the territory, so to speak. I think I'm gonna get out of the game for a bit. I'll still be around, but that was not said. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah. Well, you didn't, and you won't. Join the team.
I'm not really one for being in the spotlight dynamic. People like
You
me
and
are in the
everyone else.
shadows. It's people like me are in the shadows. I did what I did when I wasn't seen. Do you want to try and pierce the mask or provoke
Yeah,
it
I
or
would
anything
like
like
to
that?
pierce it. I would like to pierce the mask. I think. Yeah. Which is off mundane, which I'm
Yep.
never very good at. Oh, but I got a 10, so I am good at it today. I
You
would
can ask
like.
3 questions.
Yeah. What does she want me to do?
You think she feels a little torn. She's trying to figure out, you think, in her own head, but she's definitely taken some physical and psychological trauma. I think she wants you to help her figure out what to do.
How could I gain influence over you?
I think you can have influence.
Yeah, I thought so.
Her. Yeah.
I'll take that question as I get influence instead.
Mhm.
Yeah. And how could I get your character to stay in the fight?
I think she needs to know what she's fighting for. And as I said, you don't know what her motivation was to put on the mask in the first place.
Well,
Just, I was a kid. I trained to put on the mask because someone had to be here and defend this place. But there's you guys now, and you're way better than I ever was. You don't get caught. What if I just sort of help in by civilian ID for a while? You probably need someone who can organize the kids in the neighborhood, right? The ones that keep coming back and forth to the firehouse. Why don't you give me a job as a community manager?
sure, you'd have to leave the mask behind.
Yeah, I think it's time. Never say never, right? Maybe I'll be needed again, but for right now, I think it's time for me to do some work, not Bluebird.
All right. And it's perhaps now where we, the audience, finally see who Bluebird is beneath the mask.
Yeah, she takes away the mask and the her hair is dark hair is like a wig. She's got sort of relatively shortish blonde hair and says, "Hi, I'm Sophie. Nice to meet you."
Hi, Sophie. Nice to meet you too. I'm Dynamic.
Yeah, you sure are. And she thumps you in the arm and said, "What was kissing me like that about?"
Hey, you know, every good story's got to have romance, adventure, dangerous deeds. And what's more dangerous than kissing you in front of a live studio audience, of a live audience?
Dangerous? Kissing me? Oh, right. Charmer. I see. said, bet you wouldn't do it again without the cameras on me.
Oh, and then I think that's the cutaway on that scene. There. Yeah. And then I will come rolling into the station at some point with, you know, feed, like responding to people's messages, flicking through my feeds, kind of like.
I think there's a party going on downstairs where people are celebrating the fact that they freed Bluebird and everything else, and some of the local press are in, and effectively there's a bit of a buzz around the firehouse itself. So they're using it as a PR event.
We've already got like a fundraiser and community repair thing going on downstairs. It's like that's what the party is, right? Like it's a
to repair the skate park that we wrecked in the process.
That Beatdown wrecked in the process. Yeah.
But
I think invest in some good public transport at some point for.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. But I think as the party's going down upstairs, I think Isabella comes down to the party in civilian clothing, and she's looking around, and her face is just fallen. Her eyes are a little bit blurry, and as she wanders past the little bar section they got there, she grabs a bottle and pops the cork, takes a sip from it, and this is short share. And she wanders around the party until she sees. Is it actually Dynamic? You're still in you're never out of your superhero gear, are you?
I think I'm in like a differently branded type of, it's not my superhero gear, but it is still like merchandise kind of stuff,
She comes over to you, and I think that she's drunk.
And I raise my own bottle, like
you.
Yes, me. It's not all about me, though, is he?
I want to have a word with you.
Yeah. Private or public?
And I've just grabbed the front of your costume and pull.
Yeah, we step through a side door into a break room or something. Oh, hell, you know what? We step out onto the fire escape of the fire building.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's like a little balcony the thing. Well, we treat it like a balcony rather than the fire escape itself. And I basically go over and I lean over the bars and I take another glug.
Slow down then.
You're an asshole. You're an absolute asshole. Do you know that?
I know. I mean, you'd have to be an asshole to fly around wearing this stuff, right?
Yeah, why do you joke about everything? Every goddamn thing. And she'll turn round and look at you. I'm... she'll look at the half-empty bottle. I'm drunk. Do you know... Do you know... Do you know why I wasn't there for Bluebird?
No.
Sorry, can I just have a second? Because I just, before I go into anything more, I just want to check the lines and veils again for a second. Sorry about this. Because I realized with... okay. I've just realized that we've got a veil on alcoholism. So I'm going to cut that out. Sorry, I knew there was something... There was...
Okay, sure.
Do you know why I was not there? Do you know why I was late?
I don't know, Izzy, but you realize this whole thing, right? Everything that we do is we're going to fail, right? The whole reason we're here is to pick each other up.
And she walks over to you and puts her finger on your lip. You don't know what you're speaking about. You don't know failure. I was with my therapist. Do you remember the blackout?
Yeah.
They took my mom. They took my mother and had her captive. I was outnumbered 40, 50 to 1. And I could see that the professor had set up an insurance measure on his goons to stop them talking. I killed 40 or 50 people that night. I don't deserve to be here. Everything I do goes wrong, Caleb. Every single thing. I have... You, Nox, Paladin, Lux, you are all superheroes. Superheroes. You can all do things that no human can. Do you know what I am? I'm just a normal person with this fucking alien computer. And this fucking thing doesn't work anymore. This fucking thing...
The dynamic's going to just grab you and say, I know what you are. You're one of us.
No, I am getting people killed. I almost got you killed at that warehouse.
I'm going to try and use comfort and support on Izzy. I'm not very good at it either. Oop. Yep. I failed to comfort and support Izzy entirely as I try and tell you that, you know, like, we're all human, we all fuck up, and you're one of us, and, you know,
No, I'm not.
You didn't kill those people. The professor killed those people.
I am just a normal person that's done my best. That's why I can't be what you are. I can't be out in public. I can't show my face because I'm not like you. I'm not like the others.
Make my hard move off the fail, which is before you get her a chance to respond to that, the door opens, and Juanita Sanchez is sort of standing there and says, Dynamic, the studio's ready to connect. We're going to launch. I need you now. You're going to have to wrap whatever this is up.
I gotta go, Izzy. Don't go anywhere, okay? Okay?
Would we need to know that you're in that Isabel is Grey Ghost?
No, I've kept that secret from other people
Cool.
there. You can have her find out now if you'd like.
No, I don't need to do that. I think she just doesn't do that, but she just looks you up and down and says, young lady, you look underage, you look drunk, you shouldn't be here. Go home.
And I am gonna go home, but I'm going down the outside of the fire escape and going home that way. And well, when Dynamic goes to the changing rooms we use, the Grey Ghost costume, but none of the equipment is all hanging in the changing room and has been left behind.
You mean it's not the Peter Parker in a Spider-Man costume in a bin walking away from
No.
So yeah, Renita says, God damn it, Dynamic, the last thing we need is you hanging out with drunk teenagers. Think about your reputation.
What, you never got drunk before you were 21?
Said, I don't get drunk now.
Okay, well, this explains a lot, Juanita.
Says, I prefer to be a bit more straight edge, right? In control of the situation. And I think that's pretty necessary when I'm dealing with you. Now, come on, let's go and wow the audience.
Yeah, let me go. I need to find my team. And then I think I see the Grey Ghost costume hanging in the thing. And I would like to try and convince my my teammates to join me in this press piece kind of thing.
Before we get there, let's pick up any other character scenes, because I'm sure at some point Paladin wants to speak to Sparky. But Jem, where did you go after, or what do you want to pick up the back of this?
I was thinking either dealing with some stuff at home or accompanying Alex to the hospital, but I wasn't sure which one.
Either or both. If you can deal with the hospital, and people you want from home can be at the hospital. Your civilian ID can interrupt.
Yeah, that works. I think I'm probably going as a Gem and not Nox.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think Alex is come out of surgery. She is stable. She's likely to pull through, but it's gonna leave a scar. Her parents are there, possibly your mother as well as Kitty, who's also in civilian clothing and probably trying to comfort you. It's like, so I think your mother is sort of concerned about you and is sort of having that conversation with the Alex's parents, and then sort of comes back over to you and sort of says, what happened? How was she involved in this?
I kind of look at my mother and just she got mixed up with some shady characters. I can't really go into much more detail.
Her parents have a right to know.
Trust me, they don't want to know.
These secrets that you keep, Gem, they're too much for someone like you. You're too young to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, and your mom is telling you who you are.
I think I'm probably going to try to resist that.
Okie dokie.
And that is rolling with what? Is that just
It's just a
straight
flat
up?
roll. It's just a straight
Yeah.
flat roll.
Okay. Use those yellow die. That's an 8.
So on a 7 to 9, you can clear a condition or mark potential by proving them wrong, shift one of your labels, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
Let's see. I think I'll probably take +1. Take +1 against them.
Against your
Against
mother, right? Yeah.
my
Okay.
mom,
So
yeah.
she's got her influence is now cancelled
Mhm.
on you.
Yeah, no, and I think I kind of like reply back kind of angrily, just like, well, I didn't have much of a choice, did I? You know, you can't really say that I'm not old enough to not have the weight of the world on my shoulders. Yeah, that's not how it works. Look what I am. Look who I am. I have no other option.
Your mother looks sort of like you've just slapped her across the face, and there's a look of horror in her face, going like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And she sort of, I'm gonna. You grow up. You've grown up so fast, and I forget sometimes.
I think I kind of turn away and look at Kitty at this point and kind of turn back to my mom and say, we can't let her grow up the way I did. We can't let her lose that part of herself.
Kitty, at this point, I think, is probably standing by the vending machine, making a really deep thinking and informed choice of what to spend the $5 on that your mom is giving her. And mum looks at you and says, she idolizes you, you know.
She idolizes Dynamic.
She's a 14-year-old girl. Of course, she's got a crush on Dynamic, but she idolizes you, Jen. I said, I sort of see what you mean. She's when her powers come out, she's like changed. She's smarter. She's faster. I've seen her read books for university students. She's just I think like you, she's growing up fast. And said, I hope, unlike you, she's got a big sister who's going to keep her on the straight and narrow. Not that you're not on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean. Lessons learned. You've done it. You continue to do it, and I'm really proud of you. I don't say that enough.
And I think that Jem probably looks down at her shoes, kind of scuffing her boots against the floor. It's making that horrible squeaking noise that like happens on those tile floors. And it is just like, thanks, Mom, kind of gruffly, kind of shifts her hair and says, I don't know how on the straight and narrow I am, though. I let Alex get hurt tonight. I didn't do anything to stop it. And I don't know that I want Kitty to be idolizing someone like that. She's better than that. Just like you said, she's different. She's the best one in this family.
Your mum puts her arm around you and says, you're both the best ones in this family. And I'll give you all the help I can. But she sort of looks at you in the eyes and says, but I don't get this world. Maybe you should speak to your father.
I think Gemma's gonna kind of look at her and maybe slowly nod. Yeah, maybe.
Whilst Kitty comes over, brandishing proudly a Charleston shoe, and he goes, hey, she sort of holds it out. You want a piece?
I say, sure, and take the whole bar.
She said, that's not a piece, Mom. And we probably can move the scene there, other than the fact what you can sort of see then out the window of the hospital is flashing lights and press fans, and you see the alderman's outside the hospital. Cut back to that in a little while. Paladin, after your verbal fisticuffs with Lux, Kitty, you've Sparky sort of sitting wherever you are and is looking, waiting for the talk. I presume you want to catch up with Sparky.
Yeah. So again, we cut to this like smashed in locker room with shut down with too much force, and Cyrus looks at Sparky, takes out some doggy snacks, and he says, well, Sparky, now that we have some privacy in the locker room, how about the two of us have a chat?
Well, I suppose it's about time. Sorry I didn't tell you I could talk.
Well, just this day keeps amazing me. I didn't know that my dog can talk and that I have maybe a sister. Well, now I suppose you can tell me when you need to be walked out, so that's a good thing.
Yes, I suppose so. I would imagine you have questions.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. So I don't know. Do you have something to tell me that I should know about? No, I think the more important question is: can all animals talk? Like, are we living in a big lie? Like, I need to know.
He sort of does like a doggy laugh and says, "Yes, we're part of a canine deep state. We've been running the world as its secret masters for ever." He says, "But no, not all of us. We were experimented on and developed, I suppose, higher order intelligence. Me and Chaos Monkey and um and and the cat."
Whose cat?
I think they're their own cat.
Oh.
I can speak. Chaos Monkey can speak, but we're all part of Scarlet Lady's experiments to create uplifted animals. She intends to use us as a. She intended to use us as a disposable army. She's been carrying on with her plans. We are sort of first generation. And he said, and the cat is. So the cat is clever. It is able to read people's minds.
Okay, so now you are telling me that, okay, so if you're a part of the Scarlet Lady experiment, then why did I assume that my dad worked for Scarlet Lady, so what, she delegated you to be with me? I don't get the connection, like, did you escape her experiment, Scarlet Lady, or like, well, what's the connection over there?
I said, I, Chaos Monkey, and a few others, we escaped.
Oh, yeah.
We escaped, and I've been keeping close to you. We need your help. We've got to stop her.
Okay. And this, you mentioned that the cat is also on your side, or the cat is on the Scarlet Lady side, or this cat is on his own side?
So the cat is on the Scarlet Lady's side and their own side. It's a genius. It's helped with their experiments.
Okay. Okay, so you said you need our help. Like, how can I help?
We need you to take out, to stop Scarlet Lady and to stop the experiments.
Okay. Do you know where are they being carried out so that we can, smash in the factory and burn it down?
So, well, we took out one of the experimentation labs. The others will be more careful. She said, I think there is something else I have to tell you.
I'm all ears.
So the reason how did you come to own me, Cyrus?
Oh, that's a good question. Do we need something specific over there, or can we invent anything?
You can you can invent anything. Just flashback. Probably they were a grown-up dog rather than a puppy, but
Yeah, I think Sarah's dad just brought the dog one day, and yeah, said that it was like special police training dog or something like this. So yeah, I assume. So I say, my dad brought you to home one day and said that we now have a dog, and I was really happy. What about it?
Says, I think perhaps your stepmother might be connected to the Scarlet Lady.
Yeah. The thought has crossed my mind. If my father was working for her, my stepmother could have as well. So, yeah, I should ask Grey Ghost to help. Maybe I should go pay her a visit, and in the meantime, she hacks her mainframe. Yeah, maybe we should go pay her a cultural visit and find out more.
Said, there's one more thing I have to tell you.
Oh, yes.
Technically, the experiment that creates me hasn't been carried out yet. You see, I'm from the future.
Wait, what?
Let's cut the scene there, and off panel we see the Scarlet Lady in her control room. Because looking again at the footage from the fight, and said she's looking through how it looks. He said, one of them managed to uncover the cameras. It says that grey ghost is more dangerous than they look.
Dave,
Yeah.
because this leads directly into what I was going to be doing as my next scene. Can her front doorbell in the house above go, please?
Yes, 2 seconds. But yes, she looks over at the cat standing next to her, and the cat says, it's so terribly gauche of them to do such a thing. I am sure this occasion leads us to realize that the grey ghost is quite dangerous. Said we should probably deal with them sooner rather than later. Said, I think we have our suspicions of who it is. Yes. And she looks over and nods to the telepathic cat of crime, Lord Dapper Cat.
Okay. The door. Well, Izzy rings the doorbell at the. Sorry, what is Cyrus's last name? I can never remember. Kilgore. At the Kilgore estate.
So she, who are you trying? Are you trying to track? Can you frame what you're trying to do for me a little bit here? 'Cause she wasn't at the house.
I'm not after Cyrus. I've basically gone to. I'm still under the influence. I've gone to confess that I killed her husband to Elaine Kilgore.
All right. Okay. I think when she sort of see you ringing on the doorbell, she wasn't there, but she sees the doorbell ring and then looks over.
Okay.
Takes off the hood and steps into a teleporter and is then back in the house. But the door, a few seconds later, opens, and the cat looks and goes, "Well, it seems that this might be easier than we thought. They've come for tea."
Mrs. Kilgore, are you there? And this is into the intercom.
the door opens, and she says, "It says, oh, you're Cyrus's friend, yes? The black cat
Yes.
around its feet."
My name is Isabella. I'm Cyrus's friend. Can I need to have a word with you. Can I come in, please?
Of course. She steps and lets you in, whilst the cat squints its eyes, and you both, as the door shuts, we will cut from. Well, no, we won't. What are you trying to do? So she brings you in. Says, "You look worse for wear. Why don't you have a coffee?" And she pours a coffee, makes one for you.
Thank you. And I'll drink it. And Mrs. Kilgore, I have something that I need to tell you. You know the profession that Cyrus is in.
Yes.
You know he has several colleagues in that profession.
Yes.
I'm one of them. I was there when your husband died. It was my fault. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I killed your husband. I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Don't you worry your little head about it. She sort of pats you on the shoulder and then looks at you. The cat jumps up onto the table and says, "I can see it's a terrible burden on you."
I wanted to say. I wanted to say sorry. I wanted you to be the first person to know as well. Your husband was. You know what your husband was doing, right?
I'm aware that there were things that they were doing, yes. But really, for me, the question is,
Your husband killed my father. I didn't know it at the time, but it's just so much death and so much destruction, and I can't do this anymore. I'm hanging up the cape.
she nods, and then the cat's eyes glitter, and you feel its presence in your mind, and it says, "That's probably a good idea. But first of all, you must confess." And it is putting a move. It has put a mental suggestion that you must confess for your crimes into your head.
Brilliant. I think I've got everything that I wanted after that scene.
Cool. Let's cut back to the hospital where Alderman is outside, and he is. There's a little bit of a media scrum, as Alderman Wilson is saying. Says, and this is why we can't have superpowered vigilantes acting without governance on our street. So as Alderman, I am going to petition the mayor to stand down Precinct 23 and their sorry, so I'm going to stand down Prince 23 and their Paladin program and ensure that Dynamic and his bunch of hoodlums and terrorists have no place on our streets. And Jem, you can see all of this from the hospital window. He says, there's a young woman in there who was just in the crossfire. He said, children are not safe when Dynamic and the Gridlock Guardians are in our neighborhood.
I think Jem is very taken aback. Terrorists? They talking about us?
Kitty's arms are folded and looks at you and said, well, you did steal my Charlton chew.
Does that make me a No, hush. They're talking about us. That's our team.
I said, shall we, I don't know what to do. And she looks at you and said, we probably shouldn't blast him, right?
I look at Kitty. What would Dynamic do, Kitty? What would Dynamic do?
Well, Dynamic, you can see you've just been this big announcement about your show and then the screen, and you can then see the mayor. It's all switched over in the party, and you can see the mayor on the screen has just said this. What would Dynamic do?
Dynamic is going to, I think it's Jeff's idea, really. It's going to start interviewing people who were there and their family members and things like that, and get this whole kind of like viral, Tri-Town's here for the Gridlock Guardians kind of thing. Like, basically like a social media campaign against the alderman's words, demanding that he takes back these horrible things that he said about the heroes of Tri-Town, which I think is probably me reaching out to my audience, to be honest.
Okay.
Seek help from audience. So I just need to break that up a bit in the character keeper so I can see it quicker. There we go. Roll plus superior. Which is a 10, thanks to me being very superior. So my audience can hook me up. You've got some of the kids and I think parents as well, saying that before the Guardians came here, the families own this whole place and the precinct couldn't do anything, but now they've broken them out and look at all the good they're doing. Sure, things get broken, but where was the alderman when I can't remember the name of the supervillain who the Vanguard fought off, kind of thing. The Guardians were here when nobody else was, and they're going to be here forever, kind of thing.
So you're getting your audience to do that. That's fine, setting that, and that's a counter campaign from him and the Tri-Town Parents and Grandparents Association, who are all in support of the older man.
Yeah, if we could draw it onto some sort of UK parallel with how a politician has tried to go one way and then there's been a huge backlash on social media and the public. Yeah.
And then back in the hospital, Kitty says, well, so if it was Dynamic, he'd probably call some sort of photo opportunity and say something witty and cool and call him out down there. I bet he's doing that already. He's so cool.
I am totally up for a hospital photo op with the whole team if anyone's up for that, but I'm always trying to get the team in front of the camera.
Yeah, I think at this point Nox is probably going to turn to Kitty and say, well, I think our team needs us, Lux. We better go suit up.
Says, Jem, is Isabella okay?
No. No, they're not.
I think I might have been like mean to them. I'm sorry. I get sort of jealous. I don't think they're okay. I think they need help. I think they're in trouble.
All right. Do you know where they went after the fight?
Back to the firehouse, I think. We had an argument.
Okay. Can you take care of things here?
She nods and says, I've got this.
And then I think Jem will kind of tuck a hair behind her ear and say, "You were always meant for the spotlight. Go kick some ass."
Cool.
And I'm gonna go try to track down Isabella.
Isabella, where did you go after the mind control?
I think I went home to the apartment that Jem and I share.
Mm-hmm.
And I start cooking a meal. Partway, as it's getting ready, I'll text Jem. Is there any chance you can pop home?
Yeah, and I think I'll probably respond, "Oh, is that where you are? Great. I'll be there in 5."
So as Jem comes through the door, the dining room. What's our apartment like? Because we've never actually established this. We've never actually been in this area in character. So
Yeah.
what is this area like? I'm taking this it's not a big place because we technically don't have income, so it's only the stuff that we've managed to take off the bad guys. But
Yeah, no, I imagine there's probably I'm wondering if we maybe nicked a old couch from Books and Stuff, and that's in there, a couple bookshelves.
I think it's wall-to-wall books. I think we've basically got books. Even with we've not got bookshelves, we've got books piled up, and the small dining room table set that's really only big enough for around about 3 people has been set up. There's plates out and a candle lit in the middle, and the fancy cutlery, which means the one from the $5 shop rather than the $1 shop, and a bottle of wine on the table. I've been waiting for you. She'll step up to you and kiss you on the cheek. How was your friend?
She'll see it through. She'll be okay. She's stable right now. Kitty said that you guys got into a fight. What's all this? Where did you go?
I needed some time to myself. Cyrus was facing off against his sister, and she was about to end the fight before he got what he needed. He told us not. He asked us. He told us not to intervene, and that's not Cyrus. Cyrus has always been the team player. He needed something out of that, and I didn't have the heart to let her end it before he got it.
I think that I'll embrace you and say, no, you did the right thing. My sister can be hot-headed sometimes.
She can also be right at times as well. I wasn't acting like my normal self. But anyway, normal is the key to this. I just wanted to have a normal night. Have you eaten yet?
I kind of pause to think. Not now. Just lots of Bang energy drinks.
I wish, and there's a slight smell of alcohol on her breath already, but I wish you wouldn't drink that stuff. It's not good for you. But sit down. I bought a bottle of wine. It's chilled, just as well as I could, and I bought some ingredients on the way home and decided to cook myself. I'm sorry if I end up poisoning you.
I'm sure you're an amazing cook.
Oh God, no! God, no. Put it this way. I'm sure they're actually there's somewhere in Geneva writing some convention about my cooking at the moment. But sit down, and I go and get the 2 plates. I sit down in the chair opposite and pour the wine, and things have been really fucked up recently. But I'm not like you and the others.
I think I'm probably going to reach for your hand across the table and say, what do you mean?
What are my powers? What is it that makes me special? I can't do the things that you do.
No, and I can't do the things that you do. You're brilliant. Nobody has a mind like you. Nobody. You're the smartest person I know.
I think that I think Kitty may actually be sharing that now. She certainly seems smarter than I am these days. Smart ass, at least, if nothing else. But I've had a chance to think tonight, and Izzy reaches under the table and takes out the alien computer that she uses and puts it down on the table and pushes it towards you. It's not working properly. It hasn't been for months.
Well, what's wrong with it? I kind of poke at it.
I don't know, but all I do know is that for some reason, I can't get the parts off the shelf. That's what made me special. That did the holograms. That allowed me to. Okay, I know how to hack, but that allowed me to do it so much better. But it's put everything into focus.
A broken computer has put everything into focus, Izzy?
I'm just as broken as the computer.
It's making you question your self-worth? Izzy, you are so much more than this computer. This computer does not save people on the streets. Yeah, it's a tool, but the thing is that you are much more than just this. It's
I can't fix the computer, but I can fix myself.
You don't need fixing.
I do. I'm broken. I'm so
You're
broken.
not. But you're not. Yes, we've all had some trauma. Yes, you've been dealt a rotten hand. More rotten than
I've killed 40, 50 people. That's not a rotten hand. That was a choice. I didn't pull a trigger, but I loaded the gun and pointed it. I need
Did
to.
you have malice in your heart, Izzy? Did you mean to kill all those people? Did you do it because it was just because? Or did you do it because you thought that it was the best decision for those around you?
I did it because it was the only way I could see to save my mother and to bring that whole thing to an end. It was the easy answer. And
you made a decision. You made a decision in an impossible scenario. That is not your fault. I would have done the same thing if I was in that situation. Nobody can blame you for that. And it kills me that you blame yourself for that.
I'm not the person my father was.
Nor
I'm
should
nowhere
you.
near. I'm not
You
the
are
person.
you.
I'm not the person your father was.
And I wouldn't want that.
Well, no, that would get a bit awkward. And she blushes.
No.
And she giggles.
Izzy, you're better than both of them. Combined, in my opinion. You bring so much good and so much light into this world, and I wish you could see that.
I need to fix myself before I can do anything more. Dynamic has it right in some ways.
What do you mean?
I've been hiding who I am from the world. I've been hiding what I've done. The people. I'm sorry, Jem. I didn't mean to speak over you.
No, those things don't define you.
People look up to Dynamic. They don't look up to me. I am a rumor.
And what do you think I am? We
Honestly?
don't need God's hands in order to make us heroes.
No, but I could do so much more if the criminals feared me.
Do you really want to be feared?
I want to make a difference. I want to make this place... I want to make this place safe for... Jem. I love you.
I think Jem probably gets up from her seat and kind of cups your face. Says, I love you. So much more than you'll ever know.
I don't want to be apart from you. I really don't.
Then don't. Why are you talking about being apart? You planning on going somewhere?
She reaches into her pocket and puts a small box on the table.
Jem tilts. Man, what?
I've been holding off, asking for months.
Asking. Oh.
She gets down on her knee and opens the box. Will you... I'm broken. I'm broken, but you complete me. Would you make me the happiest woman in this world?
I think that Jem probably joins you down on her knees and says, I will spend the rest of my life convincing you that you are not broken. We complement each other.
She starts crying.
And then I think that Jem starts leaning in to kiss you. And then I think if it's okay, that scene fades.
I think that's where Cyrus enters the scene.
Oh, perfect.
I think there's like a doorbell rings.
Oh. Are you expecting anyone?
Not me. I'll go.
My mascara's running. Give me... I'm just gonna go... Oh, hang on. Before you go. She takes the ring off and slips it on your finger. Let's see who it is. She slaps your ass and runs into the bathroom to wash up so she doesn't look like such a mess.
Jem just kind of shakes her head and goes to the door. Cyrus.
Hey, Jem, listen, may I come in? I came to talk because you weren't at the station.
Oh, yeah. Come on in. Izzy's just in the bathroom.
Oh, both of you are here. That's really good. Listen, I about what happened in the park, in the skate park. I'm sorry. I got carried away, and I was really focused on talking down to my would-be sister, and I was not aware that the person she wounded was your friend.
No, anyone would have reacted the same way that you did, Cyrus. You cannot blame yourself for that. And Alex getting hurt is as much my fault as anybody's. I could have done something to stop it, and I didn't.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that it happened to her. I hope she's okay. I've noticed that you took care of her.
Yeah, no, she's gonna recover just fine.
Listen, after this entire thing, I have spoken to Kitty, and I was amazed to notice that maybe it's not my problem, but I just want to give you my point of view on it. She mentioned that your family is kind of like scattered. Your father isn't home. Like, I'm curious what's all about this, because I was always under the impression that you are all one big happy family.
Yeah, I think that Jem's body language shifts dramatically. We have arms crossed. We have becoming smaller. Yeah.
Did I hear someone say happy family? And as he comes in, slips her arm over the shoulder. Are you spying on us now? I haven't told anyone yet.
No, I'm not spying on you. I'm talking about Jem's family and
Oh well, I can't speak for Kitty and the like, but I look at Jem. Do you want to tell him, or shall I?
I kind of just lace my left hand in yours, making the ring very prominent. You go ahead, sweetie.
There's gonna be a few changes around here. I look to Dr. Jem. How do you want to do this? Double-barreled last name, or you know what? I could take yours.
You know, I'm happy taking happy hyphenating. I like the name Barges. What can I say?
Oh, it's a good name. We're getting married.
oh, that's good news. And this is gonna be a horrible comment. The Grey Ghost family is getting together.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds weird.
Okay, we won't put it like that.
What can I say? The Bardes and the Taurus were the Grey Ghosts, so now it's all in the family, yes?
Yes, but come on, aren't you happy for us?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm really happy about this. I'm just really happy about you too. And yeah, and I just like come and like hug like both of you. I'm like really happy for both of you. I don't know what to say. This day is full of surprises. Sparky talks. Apparently there are some more talking animals in the city. The two of you are getting together. Like
it was your mother really that made convince me. Just so many things that have been hanging over me recently, and I'm sorry. I called round to have a chat with her tonight.
you want to talk to my stepmom Ellen?
I confess what happened with your father. That it was my fault. I needed to get it off my chest, and she forgave me. You have no idea how much I needed that.
Oh, that's good news. Easy. I wanted to thank you also myself. The way you stepped in and defended my as of yet unknown sister from being smashed by Lux. Thank you for doing this. I was too focused on other things to notice this. Thank you for doing this.
Let's be clear, Cyrus. I didn't defend your sister. You wanted that moment. You needed to sort that out yourself. I didn't defend your sister. I stopped someone else taking that from you. If it had just been a normal person in the street, it wouldn't have mattered. But my therapist has talked to me about coping strategies and about people taking steps to fix themselves. You needed that. And I wasn't going to take that. I wasn't going to let someone take that from you.
Yeah, well, it didn't go as planned. I was totally expecting that she would see reason and stand down and talk to me. It didn't pan out that way.
I was out of it at the end of the fight. What happened?
I smashed her around a bit. I mean, a lot. I punched her. Apparently we have it in the family that punching each other And then it got weird. She started to vanish. So I marked her with a tracer mark, with a tracer round. I was actually hoping that when the two of you are done, we could, go and find her and maybe make her see reason. But this can wait till tomorrow.
I'm up for. Have you eaten?
No, it was the fight, and then
Come in. We were just gonna have some food. This sort of took preference. Do you know where the spare plates are? The non-gem. Where are the non-chip
Could do
plates?
it. Cut across to dynamic.
I have not
right.
just please.
Cut across to dynamic. So dynamic. Juanita Sanchez, the party sort of started wind down, but she sort of grabs you and has got a really concerned look on her face and says, "Dynamic, this is going to get really real, really quick." I said, "Is there something you want to tell me about that girl that you were speaking to earlier on?"
Oh, what? Is he? Yeah, she's just, she helps out. She's had a real tough time,
Said, I've just picked up this from one of my contacts at Precinct 23, and you can. It's Ellen Kilgrove is in sort of Kate Billingsby's office, looking all crying, and said she's just been in, and she said that Isabel Torres is Oriflame and has just confessed to murdering her husband and 50 other people, and she's got it on video.
Well, that's ludicrous. He's not Oriflame.
Said this could ruin you. This could ruin all of it. So she's, and said the arrest order is going to go out any minute now. So as you're sitting down for dinner, Cyrus, your comms from Precinct 23 go off, and it's Kate Billingsby. She says, "Paladin, I need you to find Isabel Torres and bring her in under arrest for murder. We've got a confession." Said, "Paladin, she's confessed to killing your dad." And you're sort of looking across the table at Izzy. Said, "I want you to find her and bring her in." What does Paladin do?
Oh wow, that's a good one. I think. What did you cook? Are we in the middle of the spaghetti or what? Isabella, what did you cook for that?
Yeah, I think spaghetti and meatballs. Although if you want, you can have a glass of wine and do a spit take at that point in time if you want. Entirely up to you.
I like the spaghetti. He's probably like, yes, Captain, and he's like rolling the spaghetti and the sauce is like getting all over him, and then he puts it down, and he says, I don't know how to say it. Like I don't tell the captain that I'm here. I'm just like, yes, acknowledge. Yes, Captain, I will do it. And then off the comms, he says, I just got an order to arrest you for murder.
There
40 people. Apparently you confessed and they have it. What's all about it? I just got a call from the Captain Billingsby telling me that you're allowed to bring you in under arrest for wanted for murder of 50 people.
That bitch Sanchez, she was recording us earlier. She must have been recording me and Caleb. fucking bitch. I'm standing up and I'm pacing.
Wait, is it fake accusation? Like, did you really do something like this?
Why don't you pierce their mask or provoke? Yeah, pierce their mask. I think is my. You need to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with Pierce the Mask. I was really wondering if we should go for comfort and support over there earlier in the scene, but
yeah, you certainly can do some comfort and supports as well.
I need to do my team move as well for expressing a weakness.
Yeah, so let me go for Pierce the Mask, and then we will somehow resolve everything else. Pierce the Mask, mundane. Wow, the dice are with me. I'm hot. It's 10.
Ask you questions.
Wait, provoke, assess, comfort, pierce. No, I'm -2. I have 8.
It might, because if actually, yeah, you could use pierce or provoke for this. Really, a pierce is probably the. Well, provoke, because you did really just want to get them to give you an answer whether they killed someone, right? Was that what you're trying to do here?
Yeah, yeah,
So
because
it would have been provoke.
Yeah, because I'm the only one who doesn't know. So yeah, if it's provoke, then it's a 10, unless you want to. Is there interfere in this game? I don't know.
No, well, just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna read the move itself to
So on a 10
before I
plus,
respond.
10 plus, if you let them know you had a team to the pool, and if they don't do it, you mark a condition. But because you were mind controlled by Lord Dappercat, I'm going to inflict 2 conditions on you if you don't tell the truth.
Okay. Cyrus, I'm sorry. I'm the reason your father died. Caleb and I got in. Your father, my father went missing years ago. Your father said he knew what had happened to him. Was baiting us, was setting Caleb and me against each other. I shot him with a stun blast, and whatever reason it set off something he was carrying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean this to happen.
Old wounds, but I think we already talked about this. And though it's hard, I somehow coped with it. But what about those 40, 50 other deaths? Have you been, I don't know, what about this?
Do you remember the blackout?
Yeah.
The professor's goons were raging through Tri-Town and raging through the village and had taken my mother hostage. I was in a corner. I was outnumbered, outgunned. I was injured. I had been shot with. She'll roll down the collar of her top, and show a scar with a small bump. I had been shot with an explosive device. The professor had one on my mother as well. And when I scanned, I found that he put one in each of his men. So I crossed the frequencies. If he tried to kill me or my mother, his men would go instead. And he tried. I didn't pull the trigger, but I sure damn loaded the gun and aimed it. I'm a murderer. The fact that I didn't do it myself doesn't change that.
So I'm going to turn the back page
Mhm.
of the comic at that point because it's 20 past 12. And we will pick up on what Paladin does next at the start of next session. Let's move into our end of session moves. I'm going to go in. I'm going to start with Grey Ghost today and work around from that order. So, Grey Ghost, did you go close to the team, into your image, or away from the team?
I've had a lot of support from the team this time. I think I've actually grown closer to people. I've expressed things that I've kept from people, and I do feel closer to them as a result. I think it's Gem that I'm actually gonna say that I'm. She's agreed to marry Z, so I don't think you can really get much closer than that. So I'll give influence to Gem, which she already has influence over to me. So if you want to shift my labels, I will take potential.
Okay, okay. Once that's happening, let's go to Paladin.
Yeah, I think Isabella made me welcome because they understand that Cyrus had to tackle his sister on his own and didn't step in. Even created the space for Cyrus to confront his sister. So yes, that's really made him feel welcome. And then we had this conversation about this. I think you also have influence over me, so you can shift my labels.
Okie dokie. So we will let Ghost do that. Dynamic, which for you?
Grow into my own image of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Quite spectacularly. I am already at Superior 3, so instead I will move my danger up as I was, capable and gave a beatdown to Beatdown, and I will actually lower my Superior because, I think this was also one where we did stuff as a team, even, all together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not all about me. Yeah. Even though you keep me leaving it to be all about dynamic because you all shy away from the cameras.
Cool. And Nox.
I think I grew closer to the team during this. I feel like Jem was kind of supporting a lot. Should I be doing, I feel like Lux and I kind of bonded, but should I be focused on PCs?
You can if you want. She's sort of an NPC, sort of part of the team. It's normally PC, but I can, if you want me to move your labels, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put your mundane up and your I'm gonna put your savior down because though you did ultimately save Alex, you took your sweet time about it. Prompted for information before you took her to the doctors. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then we'll go around for stars. If we can keep that relatively short today, because I've got I can't stay for much longer after the 12:30. So, but we'll start with go in for any stars, please.
Well, that moment of truth, I absolutely loved what actually happened between you and Bluebird. That was top level stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Cyrus, you finally got a chance to actually talk to Sparky. There's so much plot dump coming out of that, and I'm really looking forward to see where that takes it. But the question is, do you take Sparky for walks now, or does he take you?
It's really hard to say.
And
Why can't they go on nice walks together as friends? It doesn't have to be a dominant relationship.
They're just friends, just friends. And Laura, thank you for that wonderful scene. I love that, but I think the real star for me was actually that hospital scene between your family and Dave. You bastard! You absolute bastard! I love you. I absolutely love where this has gone today.
You confessed to a supervillain.
Yes, I knew fully going in that that I was putting myself in that position, and I fully am going to roll and roll with this. Thank you for allowing me to do that and actually keen into that.
We look forward to seeing how the team decides to roll with this next week, and whether there is a team left at the end of it. Dun dun dun. Pavel, stars for anyone?
Stars to everyone. Stars to everyone for this epic boss fight, for shifting the cameras, for everyone having their own moment. Stars for David for giving everyone space there, for everyone's close one to be there and important. And then yes, stars to Gervin for all this big coming out with the deepest secrets and our it was hard to watch those scenes, but it was like so interesting. The wondering about who is superhero, who is not, and what are we allowed to do as a superheroes. It was really interesting. Yes, stars to Lara for this entire scene in their apartment. It was brilliant to watch, and stars to Will for being dynamic. 120%. Our Thunder God.
Cool. Well,
yeah, it was fun to use the moment of truth. It seemed like the best time to do it. So that was fun. David, what Gowan said, the confessing to a supervillain, that was a very good use of it. Cyrus, the whole like the Grey Ghost family stuff, and that, the getting involved in the family affair, because I feel like Cyrus has like something in common with both Jem and Izzy, so I think that's a good way of getting involved in that drama. I enjoyed the conversation with Lux in the hospital a lot, and Izzy is just completely off the rails in every way, right? Like spur of the moment wedding is clearly the way to solve all of your problems.
Can I just say that official partners get visitation rights?
Yeah.
Maybe not in supervillain Supermaxes. Cool. Lara, any stars?
Yeah, big stars for everybody. I love that the paladin had that chance to lash out at people. Like you had that selfish moment in the fight scene, and then you started lashing out at Lux. I really enjoyed seeing that side of your character. I thought that was really great. Garwin, I really like how you're incorporating these panic attacks and these issues with PTSD. I think you're doing that really smoothly, and I just wanted you to know that I really appreciate how you're doing it. I think it's working really well, and allowing us to explore some of those themes in a superhero comic, which is really cool. And then I really liked seeing these moments of dynamic in like this, like using those mundane abilities, like with that scene with Bluebird, with that scene with Izzy, and how I like how dynamic's not always really great with it, but I mean, you know, you make it work and it just adds so much to the scenes, and I love it. And David, I really, really, really like what you're doing with Lux. I love how big of a part she's playing in this, and I just really appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's go around for wishes. Go in.
Well, I'm going to be handing myself over to the police next game, so I would like to end up in the same prison as the professor, if that's at all possible.
Well, there's only one superhero prison in the city, so I'm sure we can do something like that.
So
yeah.
basically, yes, I'd like to have a scene with the professor next time.
Okay. Pavel?
Wow. I would. There is so much. There is this like future unexplored aspect yet. There is. We know that there is like future Cyrus somewhere over there. Maybe we should finally meet him. Even though it makes like a total too much plots and threads, but I think I would really like to explore next time this like future agents visiting our time zone, our timeline, and see what they have to say. Because we talked with Sparky, maybe talking with future Cyrus will be interesting.
Don't worry, I'd already made a note that future Paladin needs to catch up with Dynamic. Will, any wishes?
That's me. Sorry, I
Yeah,
lost audio
Will.
for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I lost audio for a second. Yes, wishes. I just wanted to clarify. Did Izzy get mind controlled when she went to the supervillain's house? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I don't have any wishes other than at some point in the whole series, I would like to finally convince some of you to stand in the group shot, so it's not just Dynamic on its own. Like.
Well, Lux is definitely going to make a media splash.
By the sounds of it, so am I as well.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
you're definitely going to be in the papers. Laura, any wishes?
No, more of the same. I'm really enjoying this. I'd like to bring in Robbie Barges at some point, but that doesn't necessarily need to be next session.
Yeah, Robbie Barges and the mind control stuff at the school and the mind control email. I want to remind myself on that because that will you haven't had a chance to deal with the ramifications of that one. Okay, so we will draw a conclusion to today's episode, and thank you for your time and playing, and I will see you same time next